So I'm here looking at Skyrim, and I am one happy camper. If you actually follow my channel fairly regularly, you'd know that I've actually been waiting for this game for quite some time, almost a year ago when they announced it. And really this game has not disappointed. It really is meeting my expectations in terms of what I've wanted to see. And I haven't been playing this game that long. It just came out yesterday. So really, this is really more of a first look review, looking at the first 6 hours. And really, it's more so comparing it in reference to Oblivion, because a lot of people who probably are playing Skyrim at this early stage of its release are Elder Scrolls fans, and really will be referencing their experience to Oblivion. And one of the things that I had a little bit of trouble in reminding myself at first was that my comparison with Oblivion was a little bit biased, because I was taking the total experience of Oblivion at its most highest point, and having played the game hundreds and hundreds of hours for the last couple of years, and I haven't played through all of Skyrim yet. And so it's not a fair comparison. So initially, actually, when I first played, my first reaction was, I wasn't as excited at first because I had all these huge expectations for it to really just jump off the page to me, and reminding myself of the peak of my enjoyment with Oblivion. But as I sort of rationalized, well, actually, a real good comparison would be actually my first 6 hours with Oblivion and compare it to this, and on that basis, it's exceeded those expectations greatly. We all remember the beginning of Oblivion, if you played it, that you're walking through a maze and killing rats, which is not too exciting. And then when you begin the game, there's not really necessarily a good sense of direction on where to go and how to get there. And I think that Skyrim has really improved upon a lot of aspects of Oblivion. First of all, looking at the graphics are very much improved with Skyrim. Everything's just cleaner. You can really tell on the fact that Bethesda did get its influence from Apple, and having a more simple, straightforward user interface where people can jump in. And with that, even the graphics, everything just is clean. That's not to say that there's not some common things that you always see in Elder Scrolls games, where basically sometimes characters walking a little funny, or basically when you're sticking a sword in someone, it kind of going through the model. But again, this is not Assassin's Creed, which really a game like Assassin's Creed really excels on those areas, and melding with the environment and someone rolling and tumbling. This is Elder Scrolls, and really its forte is the level of expansiveness in the game, while having great graphics. Maybe not the absolute best, but still very, very good graphics, and having a game that you can play for hours and hours on end. So in that reference point, I will mention though, so far from what I've seen, there is certain things that I do like about Oblivion graphics a little bit better. I do actually like a more exaggerated and vibrant color. And when I say that, before everyone jumps all over me and I get all these negative comments, as an example, I really like anime, things like Hindu art, where there's really an exaggerated sense of color. And Oblivion, so far from what I've seen a little bit more in that in Oblivion. Like, as an example here, my character here, he has black hair. I was actually trying to make him have green hair, and I couldn't do that. Not a huge point, but that's just more of a personal preference. But the actual graphics in itself are much better. Like, just the way the landscape and the background, everything just it sort of appears much more gradually as opposed to popping in. Even the characters, the way they move, they walk, it's a lot more realistic, and definitely an improvement. One area that I really, really, really like about Skyrim, hands down, that's way better than Oblivion, is the music. Now I have the music turned off here. Hold on, get my ass kicked. Let me just cut these guys off. Okay, so actually let me talk about that first. So you notice here I toasted these guys off here, and you know this you can actually, with Skyrim, as most of you know, dual wield items. So you can either carry two swords in one hand, or a sword in the shield, or a fire spell, and that's really handy. You know, being able to have some of your attack weapons at your disposal. And they have this favorites menu here, which you can quickly change weapons, which really makes the user interface a lot easier. But anyways, getting back to the music, I have the music turned off here, otherwise it'd get drowned out. But the music is amazing. Oblivion, it tends to jump a lot. You know, you just jump from one music to another, and even though it's, you know, pretty good music, it's a little bit random. Whereas with Oblivion, I mean, sort of with Skyrim, it's a lot more gradual. You know, music fades in and fades out. There's not really a start and stop point that I tend to really notice and stick out. And it really just gives that feeling of epicness and grandness with the score. So the score is probably one of the best I've actually heard for a video game, and that's one of the things that really sticks out at me, hands down. Combat wise, in Oblivion, I actually tended to fight more in third person, which I guess is odd for most people. Most people like to fight first person. Reason why is I hated the actual first person, because characters sometimes would sidestep very quickly to the side or attack you from behind, and you know, I wasn't able to see where they sidestep to very easily. With this game, actually, whether you fight in third person or first person, they're both very viable modes. And basically, I've actually been fighting more in first person because the characters, they move more realistically. They don't just all of a sudden just jump to the side there. And you know, but with that, the third person is also a pretty viable way to fight, because before I used to basically well, let me just talk to this guy here. Alright, take a look at him.
I've been hunting and fishing in these parts for years.
Yeah, that's nice. Before, the way I used to play Oblivion was that I would fight with my sword in hands in third person, and then when I would cast any spells or bows, to actually use first person, because that would help with aiming, because the crosshairs wouldn't be there. But with this, I mean, even in third person, I mean, I could still, the crosshairs are still there, and I can actually use my spells. So you know, it's really just a matter of preference as to what you want to use. But yeah, this game, you know, it's been a fantastic game. It has not disappointed, and definitely, if you're an Elder Scrolls fan, I highly recommend you get this game. And I'm really looking forward to see what the story uncovers. I'm going to take my time though with this game, because I know how much I do enjoy the Elder Scrolls experience, and how much I enjoyed Oblivion, and want to make sure that I get every bit of that experience. But you know, and I'm also looking forward to the PC version. This version here, I forgot to preface that, it's the PS3 version. I will be getting the PC version, because eventually, you know, all the mods that will be created for Skyrim, that really definitely will make the game. Alright, so here I'm going to fight here. So I'm going to just actually randomly play now, and put on some music so you can actually get a sense of the music. But yeah, get this game. You're not going to be disappointed, whether you're an Elder Scrolls fan or not. It looks fantastic.
Greetings, brother. You look weary. There's the finest skooma, the sweetest moon sugar, at a fair price, of course. Ah, a snitch, eh? Can't have you running to any guards now, can I? Never should have come.